Welcome back here to the Mountain Morning Show. Thanks for staying with us, and good morning to you.
Snowy morning.
Snowy morning.
Beautiful snowy. Yeah. What is it, February? Welcome back to February.
Yeah, right? Take a time hop back to January, what it should have looked like in January, but it didn't. Anyways, right now we're going to switch gears and kind of transition into some coverage of a dating app, actually, which kind of sounds a little interesting, but it's Bumble, if you've ever heard of it before, which a lot of people have. It's one of the most famous dating apps on the market.
When I first went to Park City.
Had a major survey of all of their users, and they found that an overwhelming majority of their users, I think something around 85% of them, preferred the app for kind of more long-term commitment style relationships, right? They're looking for something serious here. It's not the Tinder of yesterday, I guess is what you could say.
It was started by a woman.
Yeah, and so the whole concept of it is...
She didn't like Tinder, and she decided to start Bumble because it allows the woman to drive a bit more.
It puts the ball in the woman's court, right? They have to make the first move.
Because you can meet, anywhere you go, even bars, wherever you meet creepers, right? Or Bumble kind of puts a line there so that the woman has to take the step.
The first
to do the interaction. And she only has a certain amount of time as well. So you can't just be like, oh, I'll leave this guy on the burner for a week. You have 24 hours to communicate. Unless it's changed since I used it. It's been a few years.
No, I think it's completely the same. But
the whole point is, like, if you really want to date this person, you got to be a little more serious about it. And you have a certain amount of time to do that. And if you feel creeped out by a guy, you know what? He can never talk to you. So
it's true. No, and that's a great thing. And I think, like you said, it kind of alters the whole not agenda, but the way you use the app, I guess you could say, and I think it fosters for more long-term relationships, people who are more serious about connecting with someone, not just trying to contact them for a day and see them for a day or a night or a week or whatever it is, right?
Still happens, I'm sure. But
it still happens, I'm sure. But as I said, the overwhelming majority, 85% of Bumble's users, are more looking for this. And I was able to speak to their a sociologist that actually had spearheaded this survey for Bumble, and she found that more people are using this app specifically for that kind of style of dating.
Yeah, makes sense.
So let's talk to her right now and find out more about this survey.
Perfect.
Hi, Jess.
Hello, Diego.
How's it going? All right, we'll start right now.
Great.
Okay, right now on the Mountain Morning Show, I am joined by Dr. Jess Carbino, who's a sociologist with Bumble, and there is some new data out that reveals that over 85% of online app users are looking for a more empowered and long-lasting connection rather than a quick hookup. Jess, how are you doing today?
I'm well, Diego. Thank you.
Excellent. So let's talk about these findings from this new survey. It's showing that the majority of Americans who are using dating apps are actually looking for something that's more long-lasting and sustained.
Absolutely. A recent study I conducted of Bumble users from a nationally representative sample found that 85% of our users are seeking a relationship that's serious in nature, like a boyfriend or a girlfriend or marriage.
And so why is Bumble the app for finding these long-term relationships rather than any of the others?
Bumble is the app for finding this type of relationship that's more serious in nature because on Bumble, both men and women are empowered. Historically, men have been empowered to make the first move and initiate contact, pay for the date, and take the lead in relationships. But we've seen a very strong shift historically over the past 50 years in women becoming more equal to their male counterparts in terms of educational attainment and labor force participation. So this is the natural next step, that women will become more equal in relationships. So by allowing women to make the first move and requiring that they message first to start the conversation, we're really creating more egalitarian relationships and more serious relationships for individuals.
And yeah, absolutely. That seems like it's the foundation for a more long-lasting relationship there. What were you most surprised about in these findings?
I think the most surprising finding to me was how few people were seeking hookup relationships. While we've known for quite some time through our marketing and through internal research that so few people are seeking a relationship that is not serious on Bumble, they're seeking something more serious. I was so astounded to find that less than 3% of our users are seeking a hookup relationship because of what we see in the popular media. Everything you read in magazines and see on television talks about the hookup generation, but in reality, our data yield that people on Bumble are seeking something that's serious and are not looking for a hookup.
And do you think that there's some sort of a stigma revolving online dating and using these apps because they have been used primarily for these kind of hookup-style relationships, as you say?
Well, I think there was historically a stigma associated with online dating, but data from the survey indicate, as well as nationally representative data from the Pew Research Center, shows that individuals who are dating online are now more supportive of it, as well as their friends who are not dating online. We know that the stigma with online dating has eroded dramatically because only 4.2% of our users who are over the age of 40 and are women said that they thought that there was a stigma associated with online dating. And historically, this group of individuals has found there to be the largest stigma associated with online dating. So I think it's important to think about how, given that so many people are now not only using online dating, but experiencing success with online dating, that the stigma has severely eroded.
Absolutely. And it seems like Bumble is the place to go if you're looking for that long-term commitment. Where can people go for more information, Jess?
I'm so glad you asked, Diego. To learn more about Bumble and, more importantly, to download Bumble, go to bumble.com/Dr. Jess.
Excellent. That was Dr. Jess Carbino here speaking about the new findings from the Bumble survey. Thank you so much, Jess, for joining us here on the Mountain Morning Show.
Thank you, Diego.